It was nearly 10 long years ago. My name is Corey Cornfield, but you can just call me Nathan. It pains me to drudge up these awful memories, but I must tell you of what I've been going through. It was 2014 and winter's fury was unrelenting, but that did little to disrupt my jolly mood. You see, it was nearly time for the Hanukkah festivities to begin. Now, none of my family are of Jewish descent, but Mother insists that this is the proper way to celebrate the holidays. My father was a Namekian. I vividly remember the atrocious first of Hanukkah. All my anticipation turned to horror. You see, earlier that day, my best friend, Paul Polio, told me a chilling tale about what happens to mean children on Hanukkah. He called me an imposter, saying that I should not celebrate the holiday if I'm not Jewish. I pleaded with him to understand that it was my mother, Jill Jinglebells, who was forcing us to deviate from the celebration of Christmas. She called it a Namekian holiday and claimed it was sacrilegious of us to celebrate it. Paul, whose birth name was Saul Salamander, called me a filthy geriatric sociopath with autism, and I stormed home in a rage. Mother asked me what was plaguing my sweet, sweet mind. I told her of that accursed story, and anxiously anticipated a reassuring reminder that it was nothing but superstition. Instead, a look of grave concern came over her head. I asked, "Ma, is it the diarrhea again?" I initially figured she must have tasted the dog's treats again, but not this time. She took my hand. "Come with me, son." We headed upstairs towards the basement, and I felt the familiar terror of my youth. You see, 5 years prior, my brother Lee Wee traumatized me by dressing up as the lead vocalist of Babushka and chasing me through the basement with a pumpkin carver. Mother never believed my story, as this was 2 years after Lee had passed away. Mother warned me not to scream before opening the basement door. What I saw absolutely horrified me. It was sure something, all right. Probably the single scariest thing I've ever seen to this day. I want you to close your eyes and imagine the most frightening imagery you can, and realize that this doesn't even come close to what I saw. I asked my mother what it all meant, and what she told me shook me to my core. She explained our family's wicked history with Christmas, and why she insists we celebrate Hanukkah instead. You see, the real reason she, a Gentile, made our family celebrate Hanukkah was truly a terror to know. I think knowing it affected me so deeply that I changed on a physiological level. Imagine the most deeply upsetting and truly traumatizing and humiliating thing you could ever be told by your parent. And understand that it didn't even come close to this. We went back downstairs and Mother opened up a scrapbook. Inside were pictures of myself, Arnold, and our father. She said to keep these pictures close to me as I sleep, for tonight was the first night of Hanukkah. That night, I began to hear strange noises in my bedroom. I had to sleep downstairs in the creepy old attic. I began to hear voices coming from underneath my bed. These haunting voices told me of things to come, and I was beyond terrified of the prophecy of Hanukkah. They informed me that certain events would take place, and our family would never be the same again. I learned the truth of what happened to Jane Jolly Rancher, Martin Marshmallow, Joe Torpedo, and all my other deceased relatives. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You cannot even fathom the sheer volume of fear running through my body. It was the most horrifying truth that had ever been revealed to me, even more so than the previous 2 occurrences. Fortunately, nothing unusual happened the following 6 nights of Hanukkah, other than Krampus stopping by for some biscuits and duct tape. Everything was as it should be. But I was not the same. I knew what I had learned about my ancestors would change my sense of self for eternity. On the final night of Hanukkah, the real terror began. You see, as I was going upstairs to meet Mother in the galley, I was stopped dead in my tracks by an unholy sight. This unnerved me to the point of losing consciousness, and I woke up in Weenie Hut General. I began to frantically tell the doctors and nurses of my ordeal, but for some reason they were having trouble understanding me. Despite telling them 12 times, they still don't know what I was even talking about. If you're out there and reading this story, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Frieza destroyed Namek, Dad. It's gone.